AAA. Credits alright. Hang up the phone and let your heart break on the NLA.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Today we are going to talk all about energy, and I want to share my 10 natural ways on how to boost energy naturally without the use of coffee. Now, I don't have anything against coffee. I personally like coffee once in a while, but it's more of a treat for me. I sometimes get questions in my what I ate todays, and people ask me why I don't have coffee every morning or what they can do to substitute coffee, because a lot of people are actually becoming dependent on coffee, and coffee is like any other drug. The more you have it, the more your body builds up a resistance against it, and then you need more and more of it to feel that high or that like caffeine kick that you used to get from one cup of coffee. And even if you don't drink coffee, if you're not a big coffee drinker, but you want to gain some ways on how to feel really good throughout the day and just have that energy to go after the things that you want in your life, whether it be to get fit or to have enough energy to cook or to take care of your kids or to start a new job or a new business, a new hobby even, or whatever it is that you want to do, energy is everything. I think having good energy is one of the most beautiful things about people, and one of the things that attracts me to people is their energy, and if they're, you know, positive and uplifting and you just feel good around them, that's something that I really love about people, and something that I also try to embrace for myself and try to be, and I just feel better when I'm like that. So I want to share my 10 natural ways on how to boost your energy. I really hope that you guys enjoy, and let's get started. So tip number 1 is probably the most important. It's the fundamentals when it comes to energy and having enough energy, and that is to get enough sleep. I like to wake up pretty early. I have my little routines and my little rituals that I like to do first thing when I wake up, but it's so important if you are going to be waking up early to make sure that you're going to bed in time so that you get enough sleep during the night. This is something that I am so guilty of, and something that I'm always working on. Something that I find that works really well is to have a little like wind down ritual before I go to bed, so that when I'm in bed, I'm calm and I can drift off into sleep. I would not recommend going to bed at midnight and then trying to wake up at 5 in the morning. It is not a good idea. Our body needs sleep. Our body needs time to regenerate, to repair. So starting with getting a good amount of sleep is so important, so that we don't have to compromise during the day by drinking lots of coffee or eating sugary things to make us feel good. I know sleep is a pretty obvious one when it comes to energy, but even for me, I sometimes like to get a little push in the right direction, or a little reminder of something that is so basic but that is so important. So sleep is number 1. Moving on to my second tip for natural energy, and that is movement and getting enough oxygen into your body, into your cells. Oxygen is something that our cells need to produce energy. It's an essential part of the equation, and it's actually something that's really simple and easy for us to incorporate more of, and that is simply by increasing the amount of movement that we're making throughout the day. And this doesn't have to be a crazy workout class or something super intense, but just moving our body will increase the amount of oxygen that goes into our blood and then into our cells. So if you're feeling a little bit sluggish or drowsy in the middle of the day, just going outside for like a 10 to 20 minute walk, getting some fresh air into your body, and again just moving your legs, that will start to move the blood in your body. You will be breathing in that good oxygen, and that will be going to your cells. Even just getting up from your desk, going to the bathroom, going to get some water, just again getting out of that sedentary position that a lot of us are in, just sitting on a computer at our desk, on a chair. It's such an unnatural thing for our human bodies to be sitting down for so many hours, so of course we get tired. And on that note of movement as well, I think just having a regular exercise routine or kind of like schedule or regime that you do throughout the week is really helpful for sustaining good energy levels throughout your day. My third tip for increasing energy naturally naturally throughout the day is to focus on inner well-being and on your inner happiness. Do you guys know that feeling when you first meet somebody and you're so in love and they just give you all the good butterflies and you're in such a honeymoon phase and you feel like you don't even need sleep, you don't need food, you're just happy because you're in love. It could come from like a romantic relationship or even a friendship or having a new job or accomplishing something in your life. That is all good energy that's coming from inside. So you might think that it's actually because it has to do with this person or this situation, but if you really think about it, it's actually stemming from inside and it's oozing out. So there is this big well of positive energy that lives within each of us, but I think it's about like tapping into that. And I think a huge part of that has to do with what we focus our attention on and what we think about during the day, how our self-talk is, and not going down the path of involving ourselves with drama or negativity or gossip that might seem exciting or intriguing for a little bit, but once you kind of go down that path, I feel like it becomes very dark and negative and not a positive place. So I think it's really important, and I think it's a huge responsibility that we have as people to keep ourselves in a good state of mind and in a positive state of mind. It's about being self-aware and taking responsibility for your life, for your happiness, for your thoughts, and knowing that what you're thinking about is going to come into fruition. So making sure that you're keeping your environment positive, that you are feeding your mind good things, just like you're feeding your body with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're keeping it hydrated. Our mind needs the same thing. It's almost like we need to plant, good seeds, like we plant in a garden, and we need to water it and we need to bring sunshine to it so that those things can flourish. If we don't, I feel like it can kind of become very weedy in our brain, and then after some time we have to go in there and like pick out all the weeds and plant good things again. I mean, I've been through this myself as well. Like, I will have moments where I will have really good, like, long stretches of time where I'll be really dedicated and I'll be reading good things and I'll be journaling and meditating and doing all of those good things, and then something might happen. Either I'll be feeling really amazing and I'll just be like, yeah, that's okay, I don't have to do that today, or something bad might even happen that can kind of like steer me off. But then I start to feel it later, and then I kind of have to like pull myself back and get myself back into my routines and start doing the things that I know are good for me, and then again I start to see the results. So it's just like anything else in life: showering, shaving, eating, sleeping. We have to do them every day. It's not like we just eat once and then we're fine. Having a good practice and feeding ourselves positive things, I think for me anyway, it's a daily thing that I need to, stick to, and then I can see it in my life. There are so many good YouTube channels and different videos. There are so many good podcasts these days, and books, of course, and audiobooks that you can really nurture your mind with. And having that good information on when you're driving or cooking or doing your makeup, it really does make such a big difference in your day and in your thoughts, in your self-talk. And a book that I recently read that I think fits so well in this topic is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. I listened to this on Audible and I would highly recommend it. It's a short listen. It's about just over an hour, so it's not too much of like a heavy book, but it's filled with value and information and takeaways. And I love the title of this book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, because it just shows that we all have fears. And I think this is why this book is so popular and has sold so many millions of copies. It was actually written in 1987, so before I was even born. It's a classic book that if you guys haven't read or listened to yet, I would highly recommend. She talks a lot about self-awareness and taking full responsibility for your life, your emotions, your feelings, and that nobody else is a reason for you to feel any which way. She also talks a lot about positive thinking and how positive thinking is actually more realistic than negative and pessimistic thinking, because there's a study that showed that over 90% of what people worry about that will never actually happen. So it's way more effective to think positively and to welcome those situations into your life and to kind of give your brain like a roadmap of how something can happen and then what to expect from that situation in a positive way. So many good takeaways from this book. I would highly recommend it. And if you want to listen to it for free, I am working with Audible on this video. So all you have to do is go to audible.com/AnnieJaffrey, or if you're in the US, you can text AnnieJaffrey to 500 and you will get 1 free audiobook. And also, if you guys are Amazon Prime members, they are doing a special offer for the month of July. So for a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 66% on your first 3 months, which is a total of $30 off, which is pretty much like getting 3 months of Audible for the price of 1. You'll pay just $4.95 per month for the first 3 months, and after that it's only $14.95 per month. And this offer is valid from the 1st of July till the 31st of July. So it's still valid right now, and every month you'll get 1 free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals from a changing list. So you'll have lots of good stuff to listen to. There are so many good titles. Definitely check out Audible if you haven't already, and you can listen to it whilst you're cooking, driving, working out, cleaning. Such a good way to infuse your mind with positivity. If it wasn't for Audible, I definitely would not have been able to read or to listen or to gain as much information from books as I have. So definitely recommend them. My 4th tip for having lots of good energy throughout the day is to stay hydrated. Water is such an essential thing for our bodies. I'm sure you guys know that. Just as with sleep, it's such a fundamental and important basic to get covered. It's those simple things that really do make such a big difference. For me, one of the most important times to drink water is right when I wake up. That alone gives me such a good boost and burst of energy first thing in the morning, completely naturally. So without coffee, tea, not only does it give me a good boost of energy, but it also makes me go to the bathroom, which I've also talked about in another video of mine called My Tips for Gut Health and Good Digestion. I will have that linked below. But that is such an essential thing as well, because we want to go throughout our day feeling like our tummy is nice and not bloated or not uncomfortable because we are not moving, you know, the food through our body. Definitely check out that video if you haven't seen it already. But on another note, just having water throughout the day. If you're feeling sluggish, pick up a liter of water, have the whole thing, and I can guarantee you will feel a lot different and it will give you a boost of energy. My 5th tip for good energy is to make sure that you are fueling your body with the right nutrients. So again, going back to the basic building blocks of our bodies, we need that good oxygen, we need hydration, but we also need good vitamins and nutrients that our cells can actually use to create good energy. So I think it's always really important, if you're feeling kind of lost and, you know, out of hope when it comes to energy, to always go back to the basics, and also not eating things that are going to be difficult for our body to process or to organize within itself. So too many artificial things or overly processed things that if you were your stomach or your intestines and you were receiving all of these things, would you rather receive fresh, whole, nutrient-dense foods that you know exactly what to do because our bodies have been eating those for thousands and thousands of years? Or would you want to receive a completely artificial, chemically compacted, manufactured thing, whether that be a certain candy or a soda or something, you know, like really man-made? Imagine receiving that and absolutely not knowing what to do with those things. And the digestion process itself can take up a lot of energy as well. So trying to just be kind to your body and put things in your body that you feel like if you were your body, you could handle, if that makes sense. That's how I like to think about it sometimes. My 6th tip for good energy is to practice gratitude. I think gratitude is one of the quickest and easiest ways to snap ourselves out of feeling low, feeling in a slump, or having bad energy, or feeling low. And it's something that's relatively simple as well, because it all happens in here. So you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to do anything, take anything. It's all internal, and it's all about your mind. So if you're feeling low because maybe you got some bad news and that's taking your energy away, or if you know that you have to complete a big project, whether that be for school or for work, or just like a personal thing that you want to do, and you feel like it's draining your energy, just turning that around and thinking instead, I have to do this project for my boss, or I have to do this thing that I said I was going to do. Turning that into, I get to do this project. You know, same thing could go with, oh, this workout class that I signed up for that I wanted to do, but now I'm not really feeling like it. Turn that into, I get to do this workout class. I have a healthy functioning body. I have 2 arms, 2 legs, eyes to see with, lungs to breathe with, and I'm able to go and do this workout class. It could even be that you're grateful for your home, your family, your bed, the clothes that you're wearing, the food that you ate. It doesn't have to be anything too big and crazy. The point is just about appreciating what you have and turning and like switching the path of your mind from a negative, pessimistic view to a more positive and optimistic view. So gratitude is key, and I can guarantee you that it will snap you out from a negative thought, a low moment, and it can even give you a little burst of energy as you're thinking about all of the good things that are going on in your life and what you're appreciative for. My 7th tip for having lots of good energy is to plan things for the future and to have something to look forward to. Now this could go from, you know, small things like little dates and meetings with your friends, or it could even be, you know, something bigger like a vacation or a trip. But having something that you can put in your calendar that you look forward to. For me, this is definitely something that I love to do because, you know, day-to-day life, it can be pretty normal and we have our routines and nothing really extraordinary has to happen every single day. But if you know that on Friday you're going to go on a date with your boyfriend, with your friend, whatever, and you're going to go to that really amazing restaurant, on Tuesday or on Wednesday, it feels like you have something to look forward to that's going to happen in a few days. And I feel like it kind of just lifts the spirits a little bit. And for me anyway, it's something that I always feel like kind of puts a little pep in my step and makes me a little bit more excited about life. My 8th tip for having good energy is to keep your space clean. For me to be able to feel productive and clear and motivated, my space needs to be clean. And I think just doing a little bit of cleaning every day, whether that be for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but just setting an intention that you're going to make some effort every single day to keep your space clean so that it doesn't go for weeks and weeks and then it ends up looking completely crazy. But that's definitely something that energizes me as well, like waking up in the morning and coming into a living room and into a kitchen that's not like a crazy mess. It makes me feel a lot better and gives me more energy. My 9th tip for having good energy is to pay attention to the self-talk that we say to ourselves. So we all have this little chatterbox in our mind, and every single person has this. Even the most confident, beautiful, successful, or well-accomplished person that you might see on TV or on YouTube or hear about, whatever, any celebrity, every single person has this chatterbox. This chatterbox is not always the most positive influence or positive thing going on in our brain, but the difference is learning to tune out that voice and tune into a more positive and nurturing and uplifting voice that can actually help us in our lives. If you're feeling really low on energy, you might be telling yourself, I just need a coffee. Like, I cannot function right now without a coffee, and I just need lots of sugar and unhealthy food right now in order to focus and function. I'm sure that at some point in your life, these types of thoughts have come into your head, along with other things that might not be so helpful to our lives. Even though it might feel a bit strange, we can actually turn that voice into something more positive that can actually give us energy. If you keep repeating, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, that is what our body is going to hear and react on. If you change that into I feel so good, I have so much energy, I can do everything that I set my mind to, I am boundless in the amount of energy that I have, and I feel amazing, that is going to send a completely different message to your body, to your brain, and all of the other systems in your body. Just imagine how much more productive and efficient you'll be when you literally instruct your body on how you want to feel, not on what your feelings are telling you. You know, you really have to kind of like steer your mind and just watch how your body follows. So if you tell yourself these affirmations, which I know sound a little bit woozy, and maybe it feels like you're lying to yourself. Our subconscious mind is a very funny thing, and something that I'm always really interested to learn more about. I'm actually so fascinated by it. It doesn't even have to believe that it's true. It's all about what it hears. So even if you keep telling yourself, I'm so bad at math, or I'm a horrible public speaker, or I find it really difficult to make genuine connections with people, or whatever limiting thoughts you might be having, instead instruct your brain and say, I'm a great public speaker, I love eating healthy, I love to get enough sleep, I love living a healthy lifestyle. Just see how your life will change by just giving your brain those instructions. Just know that self-talk is really important, and it can definitely help you in changing the way you feel and how much energy you have, and it's something that all starts from here, or from here. And my last tip for having good energy throughout the day is to drink green tea. Teas are a lot lower in caffeine, but they do still contain some caffeine, so it'll still give you a little boost, and I feel like it's a more gentle source of caffeine and a more gentle way to kind of wake up your body than coffee. Green tea specifically is really rich in antioxidants, which are really good for your skin as well. Antioxidants basically find free radicals in your body and neutralize them, so it gets rid of the bad stuff. Also with tea, you're less likely to get jitters throughout the day, or, you know, big caffeine crashes, so that's something that's a benefit as well. So those are my 10 tips on how to naturally increase your energy levels. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. I would love to hear from you. Do you do any of these tips or practice any of these things that I talked about? Or if you have any other tips or little things that you personally do for energy, let me know down below. I know that there are also certain supplements and different things that you can take that I didn't go into in this video, but let me know if you would want me to do a video on the different supplements that I take that could be helpful in this topic as well. I hope that you guys are all having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye guys.